Participating in physical activities and sports entails positive impacts for children with disabilities regarding their physical and social well-being. For children, sports, play and exercise are vital for optimal growth and learning, stimulating physical, cognitive, emotional and social development. But the benefits of sports extend far beyond the individual. Through sports, we can lay the groundwork for positive, lasting change on the societal level. Andy, in partnership with Abled Child Africa, has been implementing a 3-year project titled Sports for Inclusion, Changing the Game for the Disabled Children in Kenya in 7 schools within Nairobi and Kiambu counties. The project started in 2016 and is using sports to promote integration between children with disabilities and those without disabilities, hence eliminating stigma that come along with disability.
Andy has worked on quite a number of projects, key among them being sports. We call it Sports for Change, where we run an inclusive sports project. We first started as a pilot project far away around 2 or 3 years ago, where we were taking young people with disability to participate in sports, by in the meantime looking for employment opportunities for them, and then we connect them to employers, but using sports as a medium of outreach, but also training them in requisite skills, so either job search, CVs, interviews and things like those.
The project activities include weekly games trainings, inter-school sports friendly matches between special schools and mainstream, child right clubs activities, teachers training on inclusive education and child rights, annual inclusive sports festival among others. To ensure fairness in representation, a well-thought-through selection process was used to single out the schools that took part in the project. Sharon, who is the project coordinator, explains.
We're doing this in 6 schools in Nairobi and Kiambu counties. So we're working with 4 schools in Nairobi. That is Dagoretti Special School. We have Gitiba Primary School. Then in Kasarani, we have Kasarani Primary School and Treeside Special School. And in Thika, Kiambu County, we have Queen of Rosary Primary School and Thika School for the Blind. We realize that in every area we are working with a mainstream and a special school. This is to promote integration between children with and those without disabilities. When they interact together, we try to break down the stigma that is associated with disabilities. So when they play together, they get to realize, the children without disabilities, they get to realize that these are children just like any other child, and they can play together, they can interact, integrate together, and also they take this into their learning institution and even in the society.
During the Community Sports Day, everyone takes part in the event. This is to create awareness of the importance of bringing children with disabilities to the open rather than locking them indoors.
The AD and the sports that we've been doing have been bringing even our learners, our regular learners, closer to the learners with special needs. And this has made it more easier for us. Even after we enroll the learners with special needs, it is easier because the learners in the AD group are able to assist them in any way that they need assistance. Then the sports that we do together with the AD group, they also help us and our learners realize that even those who are with special needs, they're just learners like anybody else. The only difference is that the mobility or that challenge that they have.
Most importantly, children with disabilities mingle and have fun with those without disabilities.
Nafurahia kucheza volleyball, nafurahia kuleta na walimu, nafurahia
Inter-school competition is done among the neighboring selected schools. Normally, during the inter-school, they pair mainstream and special schools. They are taught and encouraged to mind about each other despite their physical orientation.
We find it very prudent to bring our children in an activity like this one, because this is the only place where they can interact with their peers, learn more about their own disabilities or challenges, and see even others with the same disabilities or different disabilities, and see the abilities that they have and how they can use this one at least to develop their talents.
Apart from targeting school-going children, Andy also enrolls children with disabilities who are out of school. Special needs teachers are attached to them in order to provide assistance in the areas that they need help the most.
And to promote access to inclusive education, we do quite a number of things, like a little bit of modifications to these schools to help these children. Once they are enrolled, they're able to access most of the facilities like toilets, like the classrooms. Yeah, and also we give out assistive devices for their mobility, because when we're identifying these children, we get to know the reasons behind them not being in school.
Taking care of a child with disability needs a concerted effort from the society. It requires commitment and above all finances. Respectively, Andy encourages parents to form support groups within schools to provide a shoulder to lean on in hard times. Through groups, they can engage in socioeconomic activities that will enable them generate money to support their children through school.
My name is Monica Wambui Kariuki. I'm a parent at Dagoretti Special School, representing Dagoretti Special Abled Mothers. That is a parent support group sponsored by ADI, and I'm a parent of a special child known as Purity Washeke, and we've been with ADI for the last, now this is the third year, and they've sponsored us so much because they started with giving us 23,000, and we were able to start keeping chicken, of which we kept for about 1 year. Then we closed that project. We started a tender project, which we are processing up to now. We are still continuing to tender.
To ensure a smooth running of these activities, there is usually a stakeholders meeting. Andy's staff, parents, teachers, and other key players in the education sector give feedback on their operations.
Disability is not ability. That's what we realize. Because if they could defeat my normal children in a game, then you realize that there is something they can do that ours can't. So let us not segregate them. We should embrace that togetherness and let the children are together.
Mr. Ouko, the CEO, has given the project the attention that it deserves. Proper management and accountability taking an integral part in the day-to-day running of the project.
The fact that we are run by a board that consists of persons with disability, but also people who don't have a disability but are passionate about issues of disability. And so the board is responsible for decision making, policy, and ensuring that the organization is accountable to first the beneficiaries, the people it supports, and also our partners and people who support the programs. For a couple of years, we've done our best. We are not where we want to be, but we are trying to see how best can we continue with this journey so that young people with disability have a good transition, and most of them leave school and have something to do. Either they are starting their own jobs or they're getting employment.
A project of this magnitude has its fair share of challenges. Feasibility study, augmented by an experienced staff on matters concerning disabilities, has been key in overcoming the challenges.
We normally goes out and get children living with disability, and we bring them into school environment that they can do sports with the regular children, so that at long last we can enroll them in school. For the last 2 years we have held this event. It has been so successful. Like last year we had like almost more than 500 parents and the community who came, and we had fun together. and it has created an impact for the community as well as for the children and all the surroundings.
The path to realizing the project's objectives has been a bumpy one.
Some parents are not willing to enroll their kids in schools because they feel like it's also another burden of maybe for the ones who are in day school, the burden of maybe taking them every day and going back for them every day. And according to them, they have a mentality that this child will, at the end of the day, they will not understand anything, they will not learn anything. They don't feel like there's any achievement by taking them to school.
Another main problem that we are facing as a sector, especially in Nairobi, most schools do not have title deeds for the land. So with that challenge, it is not easy to attract very serious funding groups. Is it possible to feature hii aibu yetu ndogo ndogo and we speak as one?
However, with every positive response and every life they touch, the sky can only be the limit.
Since Handi came in, we have been able to move milestones towards giving these children the best. That is in sports and even in the classroom activities. So long live Handi, and we welcome all well-wishers to partner with the Handi to support these needed children. Thank you.
Indeed, much can be done to help in promoting inclusive education through sports. Schools should work closely with the government, parents, and the donor community in trying to procure essential sports equipment for all pupils, including those with disabilities.
I would like to encourage parents of children with disabilities. These children are gifts. They are special gifts to them. They should be treated same as their siblings. If you're taking your child to school, to a regular school, a child without disability, just think of this other child with disabilities. They also have a life. They also need to learn. They need to be independent. Education is the most precious gift that you can give to a child because they'll be independent. They'll know how to maneuver in life once you're not there. Because maybe life has so many ups and downs, and we do not know about tomorrow. You might not be there to support them forever, but you can give them something that they can use to support themselves forever.